Sorry.
Okay. So hello everyone. We are thrilled to introduce you to our innovative project GuideSense. It's a real-time navigation for the visually impaired, and my name is Afzia. I'm here with my teammates. We are committed to making navigation safer and more accessible for blind and visually impaired individuals. This is our team agenda. We are going to explain in the presentation our roles and responsibilities, technologies we are using, tools we are using, personas, and our MVP, and what we are doing in the sprint, as well as the project demo. So I'm the project developer and the project manager.
My name is Kai Chen. I'm the database administrator.
My name is Ritesh, and I'm a DevOps engineer.
I'm Dinesh Sunkara, and I'm the developer.
Hello, I'm Rishabh Makwana, and I'm backend developer for this project.
Hi, my name is Vaibhav Thaplial. I'm the developer lead and the front-end developer for this project.
Hi, my name is Min Jung, and I'm the quality analyst for this project. And Rishikesh Shah is the front-end developer for this project, who could not be here today.
So the problem statement, navigating through everyday environments presents a significant challenge for the blind and visually impaired individuals. Like if they want to walk around, like moving vehicles and lack of real-time guidance. Traditional mobility aids like canes and guide dogs, while helpful, often fall short in providing comprehensive and real-time information about obstacles, direction, and surrounding. So we are developing this project to make it easier for them in day-to-day life. This is a project description for visually impaired individuals, and the benefit outcomes are increase independence, enhance safety, improve mobility, greater confidence, accessibility, and inclusivity. And this is the GitHub link to our project. This is our team working agreement. We are communicating through each other through email and WhatsApp. We are trying to make up stand-up meetings and the technical team meeting where developers will join the call for brief about the task and updates. We are using Jira to pull up the tickets, and yeah, we are working good.
Here is the persona one is the individual blind user who is working as a software developer, and by using this app will be helping her navigation while walking, especially in unfamiliar area, and identify objects which could be a barrier for seamless task. Our persona 2 is the concerned family member who is the if he wants, he can use this app to check in his mother's location when her mom went outside by herself. And the persona 3 is the partial sight teenager who is like having a low vision due to the genetic condition. And he can using this app to magnify text and image, identify color navigation to the public transportation.
So in our system, our web browser connects with the server and initiates a WebRTC offer to establish a peer-to-peer connection. And once the video stream starts, it is received by the server, processed through YOLO for real-time object detection, and it is sent back to the client for display and in real time. And
Sorry, I lost.
Perfect, sir.
yeah, so the technology and tools which we are going to use is Node.js for the runtime, React for the front end, and Python for the object detection, Clock for the user authentication, and MongoDB for database, and AWS for deployment, Jira for project management, GitHub for code versioning, OneDrive to share files, and idea boards for the sprint retrospective. So this is the improved slide, which we have improved as per the professor's feedback. So the YOLO is a cutting-edge object detection model known for its exceptional speed and accuracy, making it ideal for real-time applications. Unlike traditional object detection methods that analyzes image multiple times, YOLO processes the entire image in a single forward pass of a neural network. This design allows it to detect significantly faster than other models while maintaining high accuracy. And it uses NMS, non-maximum suppression, to eliminate overlapping detection and ensures only the most accurate results are shown.
This is the architecture diagram that has remained the same since the last sprint presentation. Just as a quick summary, the actor will interact with the front end, which will interact with the back end, which will interact with Google Maps APIs, the Clerk UI, and the MongoDB database. Next slide, please. The context diagram will start and end on its own. It will feed into the GuideSense web app, which will be accessible by family members who can use the location tracking feature and access the location data, which can be traced back to the family members, which also ends on its own. And the GuideSense web app will feed into the yellow object detection module, where it will feed into the voice assist module, where it can be used for voice feedback, visually impaired users, and a direct connection is available from the voice assist module to the visually impaired users, which ends. Next slide, please. The ER diagram has only been improved by the shape of the format. No additional items have been added to this diagram. Next slide, please. The sequence diagram has also not been edited or formatted since the last presentation. Next slide, please. The state diagram has not been edited since the last presentation. Next slide, please. The class diagram has also not been edited since the last presentation. Next slide, please.
Here's the Spring One recap. From the last spring, we implement the YOLO module, implement the authentication, decide the application diagram, establish the server for database and server, and also implement Google Map API for wrong detection.
Well, coming to the product backlog, as you can see that we have the user story and the acceptance criteria for that too. So coming to that, as a visually impaired pair user, I want to initiate the interface that allows me to easily capture the images using the phone camera. So the system can analyze the surroundings and help me the navigate system. For that, the acceptance criteria is like the application must be provide an accessible interface that allows visually impaired users to easily capture the images through the phone camera and receive the real-time audio feedback on detected objects too. So coming to the next slide. So we added the so many, mostly it's gonna be 39. Yeah. So in this backlog, we added the kind of things that as an user, I want to secure the sign up and log in and manage my account so that I can access my personal features within the app. So for that acceptance criteria, the user should be able to securely sign up and log in and manage their account. That's it. Coming to the next slide. Go on, next slide. So the same, everything is same. So we added the up to 39. So as a developer, I need to set up to the MongoDB database according to the ER diagram so that the data structure aligns with the application requirements and ensuring the efficient storage and retrieval of the user investment of the user story. For that acceptance criteria, the data should be set up according to the ER diagram with proper schema, indexing, and relationships too. Can you go on to the next slide, please? So as you can see there, this is the, as a developer, I need to create an diagrams like the architecture sequence, class here, state context, everything for the entire product, which all includes all core components, services like interactions such as the front end, back end, external APIs, database also. For this criteria, the architecture diagram should be clearly represent all major components like functional and non-functional of the products and their interactions, data flow, and error handling mechanisms too. Using this standard tool for easy understanding and the team review is good. Coming to the next. So these ones for the as a developer, I want to review and update the diagrams for the technical story. For this active acceptance criteria, diagram should be up to date and should be reviewed with the team. Go on with the next slide, please.
Sprint to backlog now. So as Dinesh explained the product backlog, this is the sprint to backlog specifically for this sprint. So here we have the ID, the user story ID, and the user story description, acceptance criteria, story points, and status. So here we can see all the 3 points have been completed. Like the second one, as a visually impaired user, I want an intuitive interface that allows me to easily capture images using my phone camera so that the system can analyze. So the acceptance criteria, or we can say the expected output from the application was the application must provide an accessible interface that allows visually impaired users to easily capture images through phone camera. So for this, the story points were 8 and the status is completed. Next slide, please. Here we can see the technical story 10. As a developer, I want to review and update the diagrams. Diagrams should be up to date and should be reviewed with the team. Here only one story point we have not completed for the sprint 2. Yep, next slide. And these two story points, it was one was a technical one and one was a user story. So as a user story 4, as a user, I want to store my data in apps front end and see the results reflected immediately so that I can interact with the application in real time. So the acceptance criteria for this one is the front end should allow user to display data in real time and it was completed. Next slide, please. For test cases, so according to the user story, we have mentioned the test cases and also the expected results. So for as we can see the third point, move the phone to capture different objects within the camera's view. So expected result was the story system should continuously detect and alert the user in real time, updating the alerts as new objects come into view. And the status of this test case is pass. For the fifth point, it is partially working and we are working on it to completely pass the test case on the next sprint. Next slide, please. Okay. So for the ninth, ID 9, the user story 5, the user attempts to log into the invalid credential. The system should show an error message which is it's showing and the test case is passed. Next slide, please. For this one only like we have 13 test cases in total. For the 13th one is the route should be calculated accurately. So the Google Map API is showing the accurate route to the user, which is passed. Next slide, please.
Here's the breakdown chart for Spring 2. At the beginning, during the spring planning of Spring 2, we have commit 39 story point. And then during the first week of the Spring 2, we have complete 5 users, complete 5 points. And then we enter the spring break. And then all the code was processing. And then we have commit a commit about 8 points during the third week of the spring, and then we slowly burn down the user story of the spring 2, and then we have end up one story point was incomplete during the spring 2. Here is the team velocity and commit ratio. And for Spring 2, we have total 39 commit story point and 38 story point was complete. The committed ratio is 97%.
All right, so let's talk about the retrospective part over here. So there are some parts that went really well. It was about updating the Jira task. And we started working on all the aspects of the projects, including technical paper, API documentation, test cases, backlogs, and everything. So the thing is, we started the sprint on the time, so we didn't delayed our project this time. And there are things that we need to improve. It's like working individually more so that we need time. We need to find a time to integrate and collaborate, manage your schedule better for the stand-up meetings. We need to ask for them for the teammates without hesitation and well before deadline. We need to focus more on finishing individual deadlines we set, like other tickets. So there are some action items for what we need to improve. Like we can set up more frequent calls for the code integration and for the technical part and for the documentations. We have to monitor our calendar for the better stand-up meetings. We have to set alerts for these meetings. We don't need to commit in the sprint planning. Set up a new meeting for the doubt session. Next slide, please. So the user story and the technical story and some acceptance criteria. Like as a developer, like I have to set up like a AWS account so that I can buy server over there and I can start deploying as soon as the code integration part is done from my side. And basically, we're gonna use the I would say the compute services of the AWS that's called EC2 instance for our deployment. And for the database, we're gonna use the RDS depending upon the how like what kind of architecture we're gonna do that. And yeah, that's all more about in the terms of user story, I would say. Yep, yeah, that's all. I think Rishabh can take over this part. This is more about the postman we have performed
Yep.
by using the API and we got output. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rishabh.
So this is the localhost endpoint for the YOLO detection, the detection we are getting from the front end. So this is like the text we are getting from the front end. So this is just a test we have done at our end. So once the text to speech is enabled, it creates a file on the back end, and it plays an audio to the user, whatever text is coming from the front end. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yep. Here's the project wiki page link. You can check for the more detail on this link. Thank you.